Well, Merry Christmas! I know it was a few days ago, but I hope you all had a joyous one. Trusting that you did. I will say there's nothing better than looking at a 2-year-old only in diapers and bright pink flamingo slippers trying out her scooter for the first time. Well, seriously though, this whole theme this month has been on the Christ consciousness, and that's what Christmas is all about, is bringing that Christ consciousness once again into our full awareness, to rebirth that divine love, that beautiful child that is within each and every one of us at a deeper level. And that's what we're all about. So it's a realizing that it doesn't have to be just Christmas to do this. Christmas, yes, that date has come and gone. But we are merging ourselves in with this universal consciousness that is being elevated. So we know that this love, that's what it is. Love was brought down at Christmas. This love resides within us at all times. And it is up to us to find it. It's up to us to acknowledge it. It's up to us to express it. How many times have we heard this? We know that that's what's within us, is this love. What do we do about it, though? How many times did the Christ say, ask and it is given, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be open? He's talking about the actual experience of doing something, and I believe that that's why the Creator, this spirit that is formless, created all of what we see around us, and each and every one of us is to experience it itself, to do something. It's a totally different thing to know these things, and another thing to do them. There's many things that we know we can do to enlarge, to express, to increase our Christ consciousness. But do we do them? Are we expectant for the joy that comes with this life experience? Are we happy about it? Are we grateful for it? I know this last 2020, many people are saying, yay, sayonara. But there have been some good things that have come out of it. And yes, we are expectant of 2021 being fabulous, just like we were at the beginning of 2020, right? And that's, to me, that's the innate hope that God has placed in every one of us, that we are to live from that place of hope, that place of expectancy, that place of seeing the truth of what is really here. I have been reading Emily Cady this past week. She was a writer for the Unity movement early on in its movement, and she talks about the fact that most of us, when we start getting into our New Thought movement, we learn about denials and affirmations. That's what we do. That's one of our basic teachings here. And she said, in the first instructions given to students, denials and affirmations take a large place. Later on, their own experience, personal experiences, and inward guidance lead them up to a higher place where they no longer need rote repetitions. A higher plane where they need no longer rote repetitions. I loved her denial about evil, her denial of the evil. I think it's a good one. I want to share it. Do not disturb yourself about the appearance of evil all about you. We've seen a bit of that this year. But in the very presence of what seems evil, stand true and unwavering in affirming that God the good is omnipresence. By so doing, you will see the seeming evil melt away as the darkness before the light or as the dew before the morning sun, and good come to take its place. That's the denial about evil. It's true. We will see that. But if we can affirm that there is a goodness underneath that, that's what we will bring forth. She said there are 4 sweeping affirmations of truth that cover a multitude of lesser ones and which do marvelous work in bringing good to ourselves and to others. I want to share them with you. There's 4. First one, God is life, love, intelligence, substance, omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence. God is all there is, i.e., right? Second, I am a child or manifestation of God, and every moment His life, love, wisdom, power flow into and through me. I am one with God, and I am governed by His law. Now, if you listen to those two affirmations, they are very similar, identical actually, to the first 2 steps in our religious science treatment. God is all there is. I am one with that God. That's the first 2 steps in treatment. In religious science, our 3rd step in treatment is to claim what it is we want to experience, that we state what it is that I want to realize in my life. And the 4th is Thanksgiving. The 5th is release. I'm, at this point in my life, resonating a little bit more with Emily Cady's affirmations. First one, God is all there is. Second one, I am a child or manifestation of that. Her 3rd one is, I am spirit, perfect, holy, and harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid, for spirit is God, and God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. I manifest my real self, capital S, through this body. That anchors once again this knowing that I am spirit. In fact, as I was taking my walk yesterday, coming down to the church and back, I was using that affirmation as I was walking. I am spirit. I am spirit. What sense does that give you? Doesn't that give you a sense of freedom, of being infinite? That I am spirit. There is no limit within me. And her 4th one is, God works in me to will and to do whatever He wishes me to do, and He cannot fail. So allowing ourselves to be palatable, to be led, to be recognized that this spirit that is in me knows more, is infinitely more knowledgeable and doable than what I personally am, this ego self that I am. I'm allowing this spirit to flow through me at a more generous, a more unlimited way than it ever has before. And I think that's fabulous. I mean, if we can just get that one thing, how much happier life would be. You know? I mean, honestly, I feel that that's why we're here, is to be happy. I honestly feel that I was given my name for a really good reason. I want to live gaiety. And I think that's a challenge, a goal for each of us, to look to see how can I be happy and allow that spirit within us to flow. Our topic this morning is peace on earth. As the angels were announcing the birth of the Christ child, that was what they were heralding, is peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And in the thought for the week, as I wrote, John Randolph Price wrote the World Healing Day meditation. I put in the thought for the week as a prayer. It's actually a meditation. And he started it in 1986, and it was well publicized, so that when people all around the world were saying this same meditation at the same time, it was at 12 noon Greenwich time on December 31st. You all in your program, we're going to be saying this later ourselves. You have a copy of it. If you want to go on to the Planetary Commission website, you can see it there and pull it up for friends and family. Now, I was also reading Eileen Cady. This is different than Emily Cady. Eileen Cady wrote writings that were channelings, writings that were given through her from the God vantage point, from the God concept. And I was reading hers, reading of December 23rd, and I just was floored. Many of you have done this meditation before, so you know what it is about. And that's why it just resonated with me so much when I read hers, and how much it reminded me of John Randolph Price's meditation on peace. And I want to read it for you. Give me the opportunity to work in and through you. Who is the me? God, right? Give me the opportunity to work in and through you to bring about my wonders and glories. Hold the vision of my limitless love ever before you, and my limitless abundance, and of my wonders and glories coming about. Hold the vision of the new heaven and the new earth, of my will being done, and of peace and harmony on earth, and goodwill towards all. Hold the vision of vast cities of light springing up all over the world where peace and love reign supreme. Never at any time lose the vision, for it is by holding the vision firmly and clearly ever before you that you help to bring it down from the ethers and see these wonders manifest on the earth plane for all to behold. The clearer the vision, the quicker will be it manifested. Give constant thanks that your eyes have been opened and that you know what to do. Now, go ahead and do it, and stop thinking about it. Yes. Go ahead and do it and stop thinking about it. In our human experience, what do we do? Think, think, think. Think usually the same thoughts that we thought the day before. We think, think, think. How many times do we think, oh yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Oh, I have a, no, it's not a confession. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I did something. It's been on my to-do list at the top of it with a star for now a few days, because I got this notice in the mail that after I sold my book last year, you know, and I set up my sales tax account. Well, then I forgot about it. Well, I was supposed to have reported my sales tax earnings in July. And so I got this notice in the mail saying, hey, you know what? You haven't sent in your sales tax money. You need to do that. And when I realized it, I thought, oh, this is important. Now I know I can do it. And yet I still thought, and then it said something about, well, you know, if you don't do it by February, they'll assign some estimated fee for you. And so in the back of my brain, I'm thinking, oh, well, I really don't have to do it till February. You know? But no, I want to do it. I want to get done. So this morning, before I came here, I got my sales tax assigned, and I had to pay a little bit of a penalty and a little bit, so instead of being $76, it was $84 or something. But I did it. Oh. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to think about, oh yeah, that's something I got to do. How many of us do things like that? That we think and think and think and think and not do it? Yes, we know that thoughts are things. That is true. Very true. Very much indeed. But there's a difference from thinking about seeing the vision that Katie shares. There's a difference about thinking about taking the time to be quiet and to meditate. There's a difference about thinking about repeating affirmations and denials. It actually takes doing the meditation. It takes doing and seeing the vision. It takes absolutely doing the affirmations so that we can take this human self that has been living for X number of years on this earth plane and letting it be palatable to be rebirthed into a higher plane of consciousness. I've been watching KUSI, a Good Morning San Diego lately. I hadn't seen that much lately, but prompted by my daughter Becky, she's turns it on, and it's kind of interesting. They have a lot of information about local things going on, and the other morning when I was making breakfast, and she goes, "Mom, come out here, look," and said, "Oh my gosh!" Sure enough, there was they were doing a little bit on San Diego schools were doing fundraising for the art departments, and they were trying to get you to donate money. But the person who was speaking was Mr. Russ Sperling, and Russ Sperling was Becky and Burke's, my son, high school band teacher in Helix High School 20 years ago. And when I looked at him, I thought, oh, that's Russ Sperling. It looks just like him. Well, that is, of course, I could see with a mask on how much I look like him. But I thought that was cool, to say, well, that's nice, that he's doing that, and that they're trying to get people to be aware of ways that they can contribute to all sorts of different donations of charities this coming year. Well, one of the things that they do is they do little clips of things. They had a segment, I guess they call it a segment, of people, San Diegans, just ordinary, everyday people that during this pandemic had an idea to help people in some way. And they interviewed them. And I bet it was maybe a 20-second clip of each person. And they had all sorts of different ideas. And they did one after another, after another, after another. And I mean, literally, there must have been 15 or 20 of them, just ordinary citizens that did something from the inspiration that they were given. It makes a big difference in life, I believe, if we can tune in, ask, be aware, and then literally do the things that Spirit is prompting us to do. So I'm asking you this week to go within. I'm asking you on the 31st or whatever day, you can do it every day if you want, to pull up that meditation for peace that John Randolph Price wrote and feel the energy of it. It's amazing energy that it gives. I'm asking you to go ahead and proceed to make the phone call to the person that you thought about, to maybe write the note, to bake the cookies that somebody had an idea to do and bring them. Thank you. And just little things that come up in your mind, in your awareness. That is the way that God is speaking to you, that God wants to express itself through you. Do your affirmations. I am spirit, whatever speaks to you. And remember what Katie said. Later on, those affirmations, through the person's own personal experience and inward guidance, lead them to a higher plane where they no longer need rote repetitions, where you are absolutely just living from that space of total peace and total love and knowing that all is well, that God actually is in charge, that this Christ consciousness has been born again on this earth plane in a deeper level than we have yet experienced. And it's a joyous thing. It's a wonderful thing to know that God is using us for its highest and best good, this day and every day, that the kingdom of heaven is within me. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It is within us all. And if we can see with those eyes to experience how wonderful this life is, how fabulous it is. In the play Our Town, Emily, the lead at the end of the play, goes through the death experience, and she sees what life was really about after its end. And she says, doesn't anybody see how great this is? Let's open our eyes this coming week to see how great life really is, and to feel that inner peace that it gives us, and that we can pass that on to others all around us. Abundant blessings, abundant peace to all of you. Namaste.